Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We have a lot of people getting in the waiting room. We're going to let everyone in. Very excited to have you guys here today. We are recording this session, so this will be an opportunity for you to play this back later, get more information over time. We're going to start here in just a minute. Feel free to turn on your cameras if you would like. I will ask you to mute yourselves unless you have a question. All right, look at all these wonderful people. I'm excited about this. So again, we are going to go ahead and mute you guys until we get a chance to see who's got questions and all that good stuff. I think we might have a guest or two coming on tonight that's not yet an exit. We welcome them. And for everyone that's here this evening, thank you again for taking time out of your Monday evening. Money Mondays, it is part of our office traditions and our curriculum here, where we do an evening class almost every week. We've got some really good ones coming up. You also have in your inbox from me from about 15 minutes ago, you have an invite to a potluck pre-Thanksgiving lunch. So you asked for lots of notice. We gave you lots of notice. So you have almost 2 full weeks to prepare. And what we want to do is we want to break bread with you before Thanksgiving, before some of you guys travel for Thanksgiving, some of you for the first time in years because of COVID. It is going to be our first office potluck in 2 years because of COVID, but it is a tradition we've done at our office almost every year for the past 12. So we're excited about it. On November 18th, Thursday, November 18th, starting at 11:30 a.m., we're going to have a potluck lunch. We're going to have a sign-up sheet for who wants to bring what. Anything that we're missing, we will provide for you. And what we're going to do is in that 2 hours we have together from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., we are going to have you present your business plans. Now, we've done this for several years, so that's nothing new, but it is the first time we've done it in person in a while. I want you to be able to mastermind with each other, hold each other accountable to the business plans, and really start to feel more comfortable with sharing what you're doing, what your struggles are, all that good stuff as time goes on. So please join us. You can click on a yes or a maybe or a no if you can't make it in person. We will go ahead and record that session. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Zoom though, because we do want to encourage in-person attendance. So tonight's my first condo board meeting in almost 2 years that's in person. So I'm hosting that here in a little bit. You and I will be together probably for about 30 minutes total tonight. So if you've got family to take care of, a dinner to make, all that good stuff, we're not going to be here too long because for some of you, this is old hat, but for some of you, this is brand new content. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So what are we doing tonight? Business plans for 2022. We started this year earlier than we've ever done them before. We had a session in September. So I was very excited to see a lot of you on that session in September. But if you can go ahead and see my screen now, September 1st, we worked on this, your 2022 business plan. And if you're new or that you didn't get that session or you wanted to review it again, don't worry. We're going to send you everything we do here tonight so you have an editable copy of this. So why do we do our business plans like an outline? Well, there are some competitors of ours in the industry that choose to do what I call the economic model, which is, oh, I need to do 20 transactions at $250,000 each in order to make X, Y, Z, and GCI. And here's the problem. That doesn't tell you what you need to do to get that phone to ring to have that happen. And if you're like me, you have a database filled with people from every demographic background. Myself this year, I have several closings that were under $100,000, one of which was a very good friend of mine. And my most recent sale until last Friday was one of the biggest sales I've had in a long time, which was 1.94 million. Tabron was at 1.94, 1.96, very large. both people in my database. The point is there, you don't know where your next call is going to come from. So it drives me nuts when I have an agent come in that's been trained in the economic model and says, well, I need to do this number of transactions. I love numbers. I don't love numbers. I like numbers. I don't like math. But the problem is with that type of structure to your business plan is it's not telling me how you're going to get the business. It's telling me what you need. I need to walk with you in the steps you have to take in order to get you to the numbers you need. And you're never going to know where that next call comes from. I don't care who you are in business. I've coached thousands of agents at this point, spoken in front of tens of thousands of agents. And I've never met an agent that says all my business comes from the same group of people and it's the same numbers and the same type of property. Please challenge me on that. I haven't found that agent. And so we have to do a business plan that is 4 to 6 specific objectives. You can see my screen here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for everyone. And again, you're going to get a copy of this if this is not something you've ever seen before. 4 to 6 specific objectives only relating to marketing. So prospecting, marketing, lead generation. That's what I want. At the top, you will see, by the way, and I've been doing these business plans in this format since 2008. I've been coaching on this in this format since 2008. It has worked for almost every agent I've worked with. And what I want you to do at the top is you do need a mission statement. So I do want to see a dollar amount in that mission statement. If it's $50,000 and you're a part-time agent, I'm here to help you. If it is $750,000, $1 million, I'm qualified to coach you. My GCI this year personally will end up a little bit right around 500,000 is the most I've ever done. I'm very grateful for that. I don't think that next year I'm going to, quite frankly, push as hard. I have a wonderful team around me that helps me do that much. However, I want to focus on you guys. You guys already know that I have pulled out of Indiana and Michigan as an agent. I put my licenses there in holding so I can focus on Illinois. I just, quite frankly, am more passionate about what I need to help you with next year. I think I can push some of you that are not yet at that $100,000 mark over that $100,000 mark. Some of you, I'm not sure if Heather or Cheryl are on the call tonight, or Derek Wolford. Derek is our latest in the GCI 100,000 club. I think they're going to need some help next year building a team. And I'm looking forward to sharing with them what has worked with me and what has not. I have my wonderful team member, concierge Tabron, on the line tonight. He and I have built some systems and are still working on some systems that I'd love to share with those of you that it's time to build a team. That's $100,000 minimum, I really believe, to build a team. So no matter where you are in the business, I want to help you next year. So my personal mission statement is to make $350,000 in net income. Remember, we are all independent contractors, myself included. So we all have to pay taxes. We all have to pay our health insurance, even though our office has a group health insurance plan you can pay into, one of the few that does. You have a lot of expenses and a lot of overhead to running your business, and I'm sensitive to that. So whether you want to say GCI, because it's easier to figure out, or net income, either way, this is what I want in the mission statement. And if you want to have a little bit more of a personal touch to that beyond that number, I want you to consider maybe having something in that mission statement, such as what your word of the year is going to be. If you remember my word of the year, if you've been here a while, for 2020, it was joy. Boy, that was a hard one to achieve, because how many of us had a lot of joy in 2020 during the pandemic? But we really worked hard on trying to give our agents and our consumers, our clients, joy as much as we could, different events, things like that. 2021, my word was impact. And I really believe that you and I together, we've made a lot of impact on each other and on the consumer. My 2022 word, this sounds a little trite, but I prayed about it. I thought about it a lot. I coached with my coach about it. And my 2022 word is legacies, not legacy, because that's just about me or about one person. It is legacies. We are going to create some legacies for our clients, for ourselves in the coming year. And so that's what I'm passionate about. And I'm just going to put that in big, bold caps at the end, legacies. That's I want to do is I want to create legacies. So what is your word for the year? What is your legacy going to be after next year? But what is your overall objective? but I have to have a dollar amount because I want to push you towards that dollar amount. If you don't know how to figure out your GCI, just go to your report section of the resource center and you go in there under the reports and there's the agent report card. It'll tell you your GCI for this year. I'm here to coach you through these. If you need an individual session with me, a couple of you guys have asked how to set up an individual session because things have changed on my website because I'm using the new exit template. So let me go ahead and show you how to set up a one-on-one or a small group coaching. Boy, I'd love to have a couple of you together if you want me to preview your business plan before we take it to the whole group. All you do when you go on my Exit Realty template website, just like you have one of these, you just click on About, and right on the About page, the first paragraph, it says, click here to schedule time with me now. By the way, if you need a bio, guess what? Next Money Mondays, that's what we're doing. We're creating amazing agent bios. And some of you guys have already been working with me. I have some really cool ones to show you and share with you next week. Morella, who's new to us, who came over from Jameson. She is Jameson Sotheby's. We had such fun doing hers on Friday, worked with John Zimmers on his. Tom Reed is on. It's still my favorite from the past year. Tom Reed's bio, I just loved the way we worked on it together. So that's what we're going to do, a 3-paragraph bio next week. But for this week, let's get into the business plans. So these 5 to 7 specific objectives. By the way, I have some green and red you'll remember if you were on the September session of this, where I said, okay, here's what worked for me this year. They were in green. What didn't? What do I need to take out that I'm just not going to handle? I'm almost tempted to tell you to take it down to 4 because we could then use it in the 4x4 template, but I didn't want to mess with that yet. I really wanted to focus on this outline that so many of us have used, some of you almost a decade together with me that are on this call. But what are those big objectives? You know, mine, websites and paid leads. And when I say paid leads, I mean, I don't pay for leads up front. I do Redfin Partner Agent Program, OpCity, things like that. We're going to have a whole Money Monday session on those aggregator websites, by the way. So stay tuned for the invite to that. Quarterly home buyer and investor seminars. We got you covered as the office. We've done 5 of them this year, and we're going to have 1 more before the end of the year. Networking and Sphere. That has always been a big one for me. I'm in an intramural kickball league that continues to give me deal after deal. I also do a lot of social media. You've got Marky Lemons, who is the master of it. She and I celebrated 12 years of Facebook friendship, or 13 years, I think, today. We've been really actually real life friends for almost 20 years. She's another great coach. She's got a lot of great content. Between her and me, you got social media covered. What do you need to do beyond that? Another thing that I want to show you real quick is something that I'm very excited about that we are doing. Do you need to touch people more in terms of your personal engagement? Remember, we have the new Wise Agent CRM. That's not the class we're doing tonight, but we do have that new Wise Agent CRM out. Could you imagine if you were sending out an invite to every single person in that database, not only by your newsletter, because we're going to have this invite too, but by text saying, I would love to have you donate to our office toy drive. Well, surprise, guess what? We are once again this year doing the Tremendous Toy Drive with DS Tequila. We are one of their headline sponsors. This is one of the 2 graphics you will receive along with an Eventbrite. So you can go ahead and have people drop their donations off at either our North Side or South Side office during business hours. Or if you are like me, you will personally drive to their house because it is time for some pop buys. For those of you that are on Buffini, that are Buffiniites like me, I believe in pop buys. I love stopping by people's houses, and what a great thing to pick things up. You may remember some of us did during COVID 1.0, the really harsh part. I did a canned food drive. You guys all participated. We all did it together. But I personally went and picked up contact lists from curbsides and in front of condo buildings, people's donations. I got so many referrals over that. It was incredible. So this is going to be the same concept. You can have them drop things off at the office, or you can turn around and have them actually picked up by you. So we are a headline sponsor. And by the way, for anyone that missed the date on this, Their actual party for that is December 10th. If that date looks familiar to you, it's strategic, like so much else we do. It is the night of our office holiday party. So for those of you that have been around a while, you remember we always have an after party. Guess what? We have an after party for this event, and that is at DS Tequila. So we will be all over this event on December 10th. So I'm so excited about all this cool stuff coming up. For you with your business plan, what do you want to do that's cool? Do you want to play an intramural sport? Do you want to host a little seminar of your own? I'm not sure if Lana is on, but Lana and Victoria, they are the masters of events. They throw so many cool things online, in person. Do you want to do some happy hours, talk with a lender? Do you want to do none of that and just ride the office coattails of the events we do? I would love that. I would love that. That's why we do these events every month, is so that you've got things to talk about. What is not on here that's going to be on your list? That's what I want to know. So we have a list for you to choose from. This started out, and some of you guys have been around a long time and have heard this before. This started out as a list of 25 things that me and one of our agents came together. We were both top producers, but at that point, that didn't mean anything because that was like 4 million in production. We came together, we said, what are we doing that works? And we came up with a list of 25. And then some of you that have even been on these calls way back in the day, we masterminded, came up with 30. Then it was 35, then it was 40. So it has been 55 for a while. I think there's a few things that maybe another day we will take off this list or clean this list up or add it to. But I have to tell you, for now, I think this list is plenty of things to choose from to pick 5 to 7 specific objectives. And again, I'm going to challenge you to maybe even get it down to 4. So out of all these things on here, you're going to pick 4, 5, max 7 in order to generate business for the coming year. You're going to take those items and put them on your outline business plan. And then I'm going to ask you, think of yourself as a journalist for a second. Who, what, when, where, why, and maybe how. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. It does you no good to say, I'm going to send out just sold cards and have that be it. You know why that does you no good? Where, when, to who's going to pay for it, how many. Okay. I can't help you next year if you don't tell me this year what you are going to do. Does that make sense? Who, what, when, where, why, how. And did I say when? Yes, when. So those are your specific objectives. My vision here is what we've done, I think 4 years in a row now, pretty consistently, where some of you that were new, your first year, you hit 100,000 GCI. That's pretty amazing. You came to me with your business plan, and we were able, I save every single one of these business plans in a special folder in Google Drive. So then that way, when you come to me in March and go, oh my God, the sky is falling, or hopefully, oh wow, I'm overwhelmed, what do I do? We're going to go back to this business plan, because here's the reality, guys. I sat there and last year said I was going to do farming campaigns, just sold cards, and expireds. Here's what really happened. The just sold cards almost always went out. Thank you, Tabor. Guess what? Never once, not once, got done. An expired campaign. I got busy. Best year I've ever had. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody. But if I had been failing this year, if I'd been slow, I would have needed to pull this business plan back out and say, oh, I said I was going to do an expired search. And so when you and I coach together, like some of you and I did this year, where we pulled this business plan out, I pulled it out of Google Drive and like, whoa, wait a second. You told me you were going to do X, Y, Z. And I do try to lead with love, but I'm also going to lead with some honesty and go, look, this is why we're not where we need to be. Now, for me personally, I followed a lot on this business plan, but that expired search, every time I drove past a house or a condo and I'd see the sign switch, I'd see a Remax sign, then it was Keller Williams, then it was independent. And I'm like, this thing is expiring and someone else is getting it time and again. Why did I not do that? There's only so many hours in a day. But if you're hungry, let's work more hours. If you are not hungry, but you want to build a team, couldn't you have a team member do that and split the deals with them? There's ways to always increase your income and not always necessarily increase your time spent. And that's what I'm here to coach you on, and also learn from some of you too, because I'm masterminding with some of you. We're all picking up stuff together. So that is your job in the next week, to get these 5 to 7 specific objectives done or revisioned, because maybe you did this before with me, for 2022. Come up with your GCI goal. What is it? Put that right in the mission statement. Get these done, picked out from the top 55, or anything else in addition to that that you would like to do that's not on there. If you have questions as you go along, join me on a Zoom. Hang out with me. I have lots of time upcoming, more than I would expect to have in the middle of November. Look at this, guys. Thursday, nothing. Now I'm about to wipe out part of Thursday because, as Tabor knows, I have to take out a longtime client in the suburbs, way out in the suburbs, because he did it for me this weekend. But look at all this time. And then next week, by the way, you see this flight to Tokyo? I'm not going anywhere. That got canceled because my mom is a little sick. So you guys you are stuck with me all the way through the end of December. And then I might go away for a weekend. All right. Any questions on this before I return you to your lovely Monday evenings? I told you this is going to be quick and easy. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Nick?
Tom, yes, Tom, and I appreciate your comment. Choose 4.
Well, that's all. Honestly, I'm having a hard time picking. I gotta be consistent, and I'm not consistent. So I want to pick I want to pick one and just be consistent at it. Then we can add another one later. But okay. What I'm saying now with Wise Agent, the newsletter, do we still have the old exit one, or is it I gotta switch everything over? I'm a little behind on that.
That's okay. Well, you're not the only one that is either behind or a little confused, because I've not done the best job in the world of presenting it. So here's the deal. By the way, the 10th of November is this week, which means your newsletters go out in Market Leader if you've not completely gone over to Wise Agent. Let me put it to you this way. I think I'm going to still send mine out through Market Leader this month because it's only 2 days away and I just have not made the full transition yet. We will get you there. Yes, your Market Leader newsletter is still, everything is active in Market Leader. We're going to keep I'm going to continue to pay that bill for quite a while, because it's just going to take some of you guys a while to transfer out from one to the other. There is nothing wrong with sitting in Market Leader for a while, but realize the first time you want to send out a beautiful group text to 250 people or less and remind them of the holiday toy drive or of the first seminar that we're going to do for January, et cetera, and God forbid you do your own stuff as well, or maybe just a holiday message, guess what happens? You don't have that capability in Market Leader. So there are going to be some things you quickly see your fellow exit strategy comrades doing that in Wise they can't do a Market Leader. But long story short, Tom, feel free to send it out through Market Leader. Yes, the same deadlines as always apply in Market Leader. We will get you there on Wise Agent soon enough. And we'll talk another day about Wise Agent a little bit more. I will tell you one other thing is that we are leading the pack for Exit Corporate, because if you may have gotten an email from Wise Agent saying, oh, look, us and Annette Anthony are doing a training tomorrow. I will resend that email out to you guys because I think a lot of us got it. It is interesting to me. Exit Corporate's going, do you like Wise Agent? And I'm like, I love it so far. Now, haven't fully used it yet, but used half of it. But Tom, don't worry. You are not the only one. You are not alone. Either way, guys, it is key you get the word out about the toy drive, because what a nice shift from buy with me, sell with me, buy with me, sell with me, which seems to be the world's script for realtors. I want to expand beyond that and deepen our creativity, but also deepen our legacies, to use my 2022 word early, with our neighborhoods. I will tell you this other thing real quick, and this is not even to response to Tom's question. I had a board of directors meeting for the Chicago Association of Realtors. It was actually a 2-day retreat, and it was a pretty high up lieutenant or sergeant in the police, the CPD Detectives Bureau. She spoke to us, and I asked her a question because she spoke to us for about an hour about what's going on and all the issues that are out there. And I said, what can we do as realtors? And, I'm waiting to hear, oh, write a check, donate here. She goes, honestly, she goes, mentor people, go out and do something in your community. That's going to create the most impact versus arguing about, what's going on with the police unions or with, anything to do with the mayor's office. You have an opportunity to go out and touch your communities. I can't be in every community, and neither can you. You can be in your community. This toy drive is for everybody because it is a organization that is all over the city and suburbs. So the toy drive organization, they've been, hold on, let me show you guys the graphic again. Toys for Tots, they're everywhere. So you are creating a space right there that is great. And beyond that, what if then your mission for next year was to maybe hold a viewing party every time we did some sort of Zoom that related to consumer education for buyers and sellers? I really want to focus next year on, and I'm sitting here looking at my whiteboard, that some of you that have been in my house know that my entire wall that's a whiteboard. Look at the whiteboard going, here are the ideas for next year, already planning some of the events out, talking about, okay, an investors workshop. What about helping people that are going to be potentially be in short sale? Doing a will, trust, and estate seminar so people can figure out how to do their will or trust, because how many times you've worked with people in probate that had no will, or I should say the estate, or the lack of an estate, the family members that got stuck dealing with this. There's some ways to really make positive inroads in your community, regardless of where in Northern Illinois you live, because we have agents all over the city and suburbs. And my commitment to you is next year, my volume is going to be down a little bit as an agent. I'm going to take less deals. They're going to be more closer people to me, because I want to create more of the content that you guys are asking for and the consumers in your communities need. And if you can get that information out, you will be the realtor of choice. Sitting there and sending out postcards, yes, I believe in it. Doing the newsletter, absolutely, you have to. Videos and social media, yes. However, what are you doing to create positive change in your community while maybe wearing your exit logo or whatever your mask is? I don't care. Something to engage with your own community beyond saying, hey, can you buy with me, sell with me? Something to think about. Any other questions before I let you guys go?
I have a
Hi, Nick.
question.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Mine will be short. Well, maybe not. But as I look back on my business plan for 2021, of course, I marked where I did well and where I didn't. But I think overall, when I think about 2022, I feel like my objectives are very high level, and I don't spend enough time figuring out how to execute the objectives to make it happen. Does that make sense? Like maybe I need a whole wall of a whiteboard where I've specifically marked what I'm going to do when.
So, well, that would be a great follow-up conversation. I don't know if Emmy Connolly is on the call tonight, but she's flashed her 12-month marketing board. I will send you guys a link. I'm going to make a note of this, to the place to order the 12-month marketing board. Because if you can start breaking down what you're going to do, and I shouldn't say 12 months, it is a 12-month calendar. That is a dry erase board.
Right.
It's not hard. But that 12-month calendar, then, Shay, if you broke down, okay, I need to send postcards this date, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, guys, for years, we have had in my calendar, it looks blue. If you guys can see this, notice that there are different things like finalize your e-newsletter. All this stuff is in the calendar, including reminders to send out just solds and things like that. So you have reminders. I have not done the best job of reminding you of the reminders because I'm assuming first 3 letters and assume, we don't need to say it, but I'm assuming that people look at the calendar. Guess what? I know you're busy. Sometimes I even miss the calendar. So please know that there is actually a 12-month calendar in place. We just don't talk about it enough. But get those calendars. So I will send you out the link to the 12-month marketing calendar that I'm using. And just note that mine is big. You may want to get a smaller wall size one because, you know, I'm a nut job and I have half my home office is whiteboards and crazy stuff. But I love it. And this is a collaboration. You know, this is a mastermind. That's been my vision. That's been some of your visions when you joined Exit, was that you got more of a conversation going. 411 on Tuesdays, Money Mondays, group coaching. You guys hold each other accountable. You know, come into the office once in a while. Do it online. I don't care where you do it. Have the conversations where, hey, I'm supposed to send out cards. Did you send out your cards? You've got the Signal chat. Everybody's in the Signal chat, hopefully. You have the office Facebook group. You know, there are just so many ways to communicate and engage. And if you engage, you will earn. I promise you that. I have time for one more question before I go play with my condo board.
How can we get the graphic for the toy drive?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. You will have it in your inbox tomorrow morning, along with a better description of what they want, because there isn't a link to what they want. That between you and I, they just want unwrapped toys. They don't want anything wrapped up. So, but I will send you a suggested list so that also your clients and your database can go buy something like from Amazon and have it sent to themselves so that they can get that donation out to you. They're not going to accept cash or anything like that or checks. We always get that question. They need to go out and buy the toy. The point is to have the toys there so they can wrap them. Toys for Tots really does not have the manpower to go buy things. They're going to pick them up from our two locations, City North, City South, as well as the delivery that night on the 10th. And again, I would love to see you guys do those Brian Buffini style pop buys. You do not need to go buy a Brian Buffini course. I'm certified in mentoring that stuff. I can show you very quickly how to do a, hey, I'm happy to come over and pick it up, and maybe bring them your Christmas card or holiday card or the cookies that you made for them because you didn't have a budget to actually go out and have something custom done. If you want to do something custom, Amanda's got gift bags and things that she's making that you can pay for. You don't need to spend a dime to create an impact though. So I will have that out to you tomorrow morning. If you do not receive it by 10 a.m., feel free to text me and hold me accountable that I did that. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here. This will be recorded. The link will be sent out along with the documents that I just showed you. They are going to be public, not the documents, but the video will be public. I would encourage you, if you have an agent friend that is struggling because they don't have a coach, they don't have a business plan, not planning is planning to fail, as they say, but not executing is the worst. So let's help each other out. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.